I'm glad to hear it, but I'm just speaking from my experience.
It's amazing. I need some love and affection. I don't know where I went wrong.
Hey babes, it's your favorite Melanin Moi, aka Beauty and the Bellissimo, and you're tuned back into my channel. If you're new here, I know you're already gonna love it, so you might as well just save yourself the time. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you're a returning subscriber, you already know the vibes and how we get down. I feel like this video, I kind of just probably wanted to be like really blunt in regards to just my experience with parenting. My advice, a little advice, because one of the things I can definitely say, I'm very disappointed in the women community because half the things that normally is experienced is never really discussed. Oh, did I say it? Yes. And it's not until like certain things happen circumstantially where you may just end up finding yourself connected with certain people who've been in the same experience as you. But it's just like, as far as a preparation type idea, it's like a lot of things is really going to give you the idea like something may be wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with you. I didn't have the perfect pregnancy experience, let alone labor, delivery experience, let alone postpartum experience, none of that. So like I said, this video is not for the weak, because I'm just going to be giving my honest opinion. We're just going to be kind of getting into a couple things that's just like, real good for you. So boom, this first I want to address like first time moms, I guess. Mind you, this is nothing written off the dome. Notebook is closed. What I want to say to first time moms is this. Don't allow either your idea of what your experience is supposed to be like, social media, anything along those lines to really set the tone of your pregnancy. Nobody has a perfect pregnancy experience. I don't care how many YouTube videos or vlogs, and I've seen many over, just stuff to watch over the course of some time. But anybody can put the positive things on the internet for you to use as an example. Nobody's giving a raw. You may not have to have the perfect pregnancy experience, but honestly, go full throttle, especially if it's your first kid, honey. Don't let nobody deprive you of your experience. You know what I'm saying? You want to deck that nursery out before that way before that baby get here, you do that. If you want to, sit up there and organize your kitchen with all your bottles and all of your, gadgets and stuff, like, you do whatever you want to do, especially when you're a first time mom. I hate hearing people sit up there and talk about, oh, you're doing too much, who are you to deprive me of my experience for the first time? You know what I'm saying? So let me be the first one to tell you, do whatever you want to do. So if you have a man or whoever that's in the picture and they are very much attentive to that, appreciate it, because it could be a lot preparing on top of, getting preparations together. I mean, not a lot that you're going to be able to do. So to have somebody there that's willing to help as well as willing to sacrifice, some extra time to kind of get all the things that you want done prior to the baby's arrival. You're a woman, you're pregnant, you're getting the drift of all your hormones, all of the everything. So it's not always easy to appreciate it and treat them with kindness. As a mom, there's not too many excuses that's really going to be valid. I know we kind of come from that generation where it's like, I did the best that I can. We're killing that. We're killing that whole mentality, because honestly, what I've noticed in my short time here on this earth, a lot of this best that I can was a bunch of bullshit, honestly. I feel like you don't realize until you become a mom what you've done as far as responsibility. You have brought a child into this world who is innocent, okay? Did not ask to be here whatsoever. There is not any excuse in this world, really not too many excuses, and really not any that you could really give to kind of relinquish your responsibility as a parent, except adoption. I respect people at least that do that, because you're at least admitting to the fact that I'm not able to provide the best for my child right now, so I want to put them into better hands for somebody that can. However, though, I feel like if that is your mentality, moving forward, you kind of need to be a little bit more strategic. I don't really feel like it's excusable to bring children in the world or into a picture off the strength of abortion or adoption being an option. That's not judging anybody that chooses to get it or anything. It's just recognizing the aftermath. I have my own reasonings for that. If you do go through the, terminating the pregnancy or whatnot, we don't really admit to the effect of like what takes a toll on a woman. If that's what you want to do, go right ahead. But honestly, every person that I've known to have an abortion that has done it, they always have said, at least the people that I know, they're never doing it again. Because of the mental aftermath of it. The aftermath is pretty intense. You really have seen the effects as well as dealt with people, honestly, and lost a friendship over something like that. You start to be just a little bit stern with it. Because these are the things that ended up, rolling down into our relationships, our friendships. When you don't, especially when it's not healed and you're just doing it and doing it and doing it now. It's no shade. This is a safe space, but it's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? If that is your thing now, do you. But don't sit up there and cry a river about God and all this other stuff and your trials and tribulations when you're not really just thinking smart when it comes to something so serious. I just want to leave that at that because, the girls are probably already ready to tussle. Kids are just so innocent and they just don't ask to be here. And if you don't value life as much as others, then okay, everything I just said, part is one and one ear and out the other. But if you do, it's like that, you probably would be like, all right, that is something to think about. It's just like, why put yourself through it? You know what I'm saying? Unnecessarily. Because regardless if you can do it with ease or do it without, it's still going to have an effect on you. Especially when you don't heal it. I'm really not trying to come off too aggressive. I just had to really think about how serious I just was in that moment. But I just really think that it's just so important to just highlight the importance. Do what you want to do. Like I said, on Judgment Day, God's not asking me about you or you about me. So therefore, everybody's accountable for their own actions. I'm just more speaking towards the just the effects. You're a mother, and I feel like as women, on top of being a mother, you are going to set the tone for your kids, bro. And it's just like, we need healthy moms. We need more healthy moms. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not a lot. There is not a lot. And it's sad. And that's probably why, like I said, I'm back on my birth control for sure. But I'm very serious about, I've always been serious. Like, honestly, my son was not a surprise. And that's just facts. Yeah. My son was not a surprise. But as far as him being here, I just know I don't want another baby right now. So I'm very big on birth control. So let's talk about birth control, shall we? I feel like the best form of birth control is the IUD. Actually something there fighting it off versus these pills, these other forms. If it works, I like a birth control that I know is effective. Now what I will say is after I had my son, it was nowhere close to how it was the first time I had my IUD. I ended up having an emergency C-section. So therefore, I never got my IUD put back in during the time it was supposed to get in. And then when I planned to get it back in, it was just excruciatingly uncomfortable. So when I got it back in, finally back in, like I said, it was either November or December, it was a way easier process. So what I would say is, if you are trying to find the best form of birth control, like I said, I'm all IUD. But I would say, just kind of, especially if you're doing it after you have a baby, be mindful of the sensitivity. Because even the doctor didn't even tell me that when I'm like, oh my God, it feels like a needle's in me. It wasn't until the next time, it was months later, so a lot of that inflammation and stuff went down. I'm like, oh my God, that was way more more comfortable, whatever. Because I was telling her, like, the last time, it felt like, how they put the clamp, I don't know why, but that felt like needles, okay? And I'm thinking that this whole time that it's about to go in. I had tapped out. I said, no, ma'am, you got to stop. I advise you about that. Like, maybe it might not be comfortable those first few months. Don't give up on it. Anybody that knows or that has had an IUD kind of knows the benefits of it. Granted, there has been some unfortunate stories behind having an IUD that, you know, you have to deal with to your discretion. But I'm just speaking on what, again, my personal experience and what I've known has worked best for me. When I had got my IUD back in, I experienced bleeding. Like, bro, when I say it was kind of going on for a little bit too long, it was definitely given like, oh gosh, I see exactly what Shorty in the Bible was dealing with. And granted, it wasn't a thing where it was like a period annoying spotting. So what I ended up doing was telling my doctor, and what she did then was put me on the pill. Mind you, the IUD was still in, but it was just more so to kind of like control the spotting. When she gave me the birth control or whatever, honestly, I was like doubling up. It was kind of like over at that point. Now I'm like, okay, boom, I either recognize like, okay, body changes. Just had a baby, still within that year of healing, blah, 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 blah. If you are getting back into your birth control, give yourself time. Give yourself time, but I will also say, once again, we're mothers, we're taking accountability, and we're also recognizing the essential need to be responsible.